Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm having one of those days today where my hair is just everywhere. I can't seem to get it out of my eyes. But anyway, and I've also scratched my chin just here, so that's a great start to the video. But take a quick sip before we get started. What we're going to be talking about today is how you can find your very first job in bookkeeping and accounting. So if you know anything about me or you've watched the channel before today, and by the way, my name is Rebecca, I am a chartered accountant in the UK. You will know that it took me a really long time to find my first job, to the point that I actually ended up enrolling in college in something completely different, which was science, which I don't think I've ever spoken about before in detail on the channel. But anyway, yeah, I was rubbish at science throughout school, and I thought that maybe undertaking further education in science would somehow help me, somehow, after applying for over 100 jobs in bookkeeping and accounting and hearing nothing, nada, for about a year and a bit. So yeah, I understand the struggles of trying to find that very first job in bookkeeping and accounting. So where can you go? Where can you actually find a job in bookkeeping and accounting? So there's actually quite a few different places that you can go, and also this chair is ridiculously squeaky. So sorry about that. So if I was starting fresh now, I would firstly go to the likes of LinkedIn. So if you haven't, oh, there's a mark on that. If you haven't already signed up to LinkedIn and got yourself a profile, definitely create a profile for yourself. It's completely free, and add on all of your education, etc. on there. So even to the point of going to the fact of under description writing, you know, looking for work in bookkeeping and accounting, or looking to study the AAT, CPAA or ICB, for example, because recruiters do look on there and they'll actually search for those terms. So if you've put that in your description or put it as that line item next to your name, and you can always find me on LinkedIn to find what I've done there, then it's going to mean that these recruiters can find you quicker. The other thing with LinkedIn is that loads and loads of people post jobs on there, and you'll see not just in the jobs filter that you can go to, but also in actual postings. People make job postings there that you can follow, so that's one place. The other thing that you can do is you can go ahead and speak to recruiters. So if you were to speak to a recruiter such as like Hayes Finance, recruitment, can't speak English, or there's a couple of others, but I would go to a recruitment agency that specialises in just finance, because otherwise they're not going to have the best contacts in those fields, and they might not know enough about the industry and what sort of job roles that you can undertake that might be the best for you, basically, and your circumstance. So definitely go ahead and talk to recruiters. They don't cost anything. Basically they get a commission, so if they place you in a job role, they will get a little bit back from that employer if you stick at that job for 3 months, 6 months, etc. So it doesn't cost you a thing. And actually, thinking back, in the past, I've had some really good conversations with recruiters who've sat down with me and really talked through what my options are and where I want to be, etc. And it was a conversation that I had never actually had with my line manager. So I didn't know that there was all these different routes you could go down. I didn't know that, you know, you've got to be finance manager, then finance director, CFO, etc. All that was the structure sort of thing. So if you find a very good recruiter, they will talk you through that. So it can almost help you to plan your future career, basically. And with some of these recruiters, you can end up having very long-term relationships with them, such as what I do with a few. And, you know, they stay in touch and ask me, you know, what's going on, etc. Do I know anybody who wants a job in such a thing, or how they can sort of help me with my career. Obviously I'm not looking because I have my own practice, but I might need people to come into the practice. So yeah, recruiters are a good way to go as well, but I'd find one local to you that have got good local contacts. Where else can you go? You can go to one of these open what are they called now? The summits. So there's bookkeeping and accounting summits throughout the year. So there's like Accountex, there's QuickBooks Connect, there's Accountex North, Accountex London, there's the Digital Accountancy Show, so I guess that doesn't apply as much, but there's also the ICB Summit in around November. So there's all these different summits that you can attend throughout the year, and individuals who are recruiting or can give advice on different career paths, etc. are there too. So you can speak to them, and there's usually a stand for the different professional bodies such as the ACCA, ICB, SEMA SITFA, CPAA, etc. So definitely worth going to those, purely from a networking point of view as well, because if you can make good connections with individuals, they might know somebody who is looking to take on someone, so that's another good thing to look into basically. Now I'm just going to jump onto here really quickly to talk to you about the CPAA. So if you don't know what the CPAA is, it's simply the Certified Public Accountants Association. So it's another professional body that you can study with to gain a qualification that's recognised in the UK. Now you can apply for a membership with them, or you can go down the study route with them. So if you've got another qualification with, say, the AAT or the ICB, for example, you can have certain exemptions towards membership. But if you're starting afresh, then you can simply study their textbooks with them, etc., and undertake their exams with them. Now, if you're a practicing member with the CPAA or a non-practicing member, you have access to support, webinars, CPD seminars, practice support documents for those working in practice, the membership magazine, and news and updates as well. So definitely worth checking out the CPAA. So again, I'll leave the link to their website in the comment section below. And if you've got any questions about the CPAA, then please feel free to ask. But otherwise, let's get back to the video. So what else can you do? You can always go on websites such as Reed and Indeed. But I'd be really careful doing that. And I've spoken about this a little bit in a prior video, but Reed and Indeed used to be really good places for finding bookkeeping and accountancy roles. But I heard off a reliable source, off an actual recruiter, more than one recruiter actually, that sometimes these recruitment agencies will put a fake job up on Reed and Indeed just to get your CV details, get hold of you, so that they can fulfill another role. So they might be wanting to fill a role that's not suitable to you, which is why again you need to really research the recruiters that you're speaking to and not just go with anybody. So yeah, just to get your details so that they can basically persuade you to take another job. And I've witnessed that firsthand. So I've had a recruiter who, really pushed for me to take this other job that I didn't want. It wasn't flexible, it wasn't what I was after, and they were really pushy. And I ended up just saying yes to go to an interview to appease them. The interview went really well, but I didn't like the vibe of the company. I didn't want to work there to begin with, but I was very young and naive and said yes to this interview. And yeah, just, try and avoid that at all costs, because they will try and, flatter you, this job's for you, etc. It fits well with your qualifications, you're exactly what they're looking for, sort of speak. So when you do speak to recruiters, be very firm about what you want and the type of role, work-life balance, etc. that you want, because again, some of these rogue, shall we say, recruitment agencies, of which there are a few, most of them are really great, will simply want to place you into a job to get that commission and won't have your best interests at heart. So definitely look on Reed and Indeed, so www.reed.co.uk, where you find other jobs, and Indeed, which is spelled INDEED, but just take it with a pinch of salt, is all I'll say. The other place that you can find job roles is if you go to www.aat.org.uk, and there is a list of approved AAT providers, so they'll give you a study contract, etc., day release for college sort of thing, and they'll teach you on the job. So that's just another place that you can go as well. And the other place is where they have open exhibitions at the likes of First Intuition, where you go to a bit of an open evening through your local college, university, and often employers will have a contact at the college or university where they'll let them know of any job opportunities, etc. So definitely worth speaking to your tutor if you are attending college or university, just to say what sort of options are there. Has anybody come forth about potential study contracts, etc., and seeing if there's anything there. Now, the other thing you can do is, if you're not straight out of college or straight out of university and you've had another role, another career, you can still find a job this way. And what I'd say is, if you're currently working in a bigger firm, why not ask them if you can go ahead and second to their finance department, because you'll be surprised actually how difficult it is to recruit into the finance department. when you're working in industry. So that's another option as well. So you could ask to be seconded there. You could ask if they're offering any training schemes or apprenticeships at where you work at the moment. And yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get. So a lot of these bigger companies have a fund. They have a bit of a pot available to them for training. So definitely ask that in your annual review, for instance. So yeah, there's just a few places for you to get started with finding your first job in bookkeeping and accounting. So, squeaky chair still hasn't given up. But yeah, hope you found that useful. Give the video a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing as always, and I shall see you on the next video.